You know what that sounds like?
Delusion, let it be.
No, it sounds like somebody who is a man that identifies as a woman.
That was wild.
Was poppin', was poppin', was poppin'.
But when you get into that car, the noise goes away.
I'm like, how do you practice for that?
There's no way. I don't even know how to change a tire.
Don't trust any business author that's gotten rich from their book or their course. That's how they got rich, teaching you how they got rich. Double check who they are.
Before you make some negative comments on somebody, one, watch the full episode.
Book says from section 8 to 8 figures. I'm telling you,
Oh, you saying
you
because
have
I'm not?
no idea how to make it figure.
Why did it take her that long to figure that out?
I'm taking her side right now.
Come on.
I'm liking this.
And of course, this episode is powered by Ecamm Live. Whether you're streaming, recording, podcasting, or presenting, Ecamm can do it all. Video isolation, audio isolation, overlays. Now they have Instagram Live comments. And for those people who go Instagram Live, y'all know how important that is because it increases your engagement. They do it all, and we give 14 days for free if you go to www.nickyandmoose.com/ecamm. That's ECAMM for that 14-day trial. Moose, how we feeling?
Man, feeling pretty good. I started watching the movie Lamborghini on Amazon Prime. It's a background story of the actual car maker Lamborghini. And this like battle that they had with Ferrari in Italy. So I didn't get through it. I had to jump on some daddy duty. So I'm like 15, 20 minutes in. But seems like a pretty cool setup. I did come across something on X though, formerly known as Twitter. Okay. I don't think we could say X without saying formerly known as, or mentioning Twitter in the same sentence. It just feels weird. It feels like I'm not over it just yet. You know, like
a lot of people aren't.
I still make mention. Yeah, I still make mention. As if everyone on the planet doesn't know that X is the new Twitter.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's interesting. Anyway, I'm making fun of myself. But I came across this really cool tweet, man. It's by Greg Eisenberg. You can check him out on X at Greg Eisenberg. But Atomic Habits, a very popular book that many people have read. I browsed through it several times myself, by James Clear. The author just launched an app that is beating Spotify, Netflix, and Amazon in the App Store right now, right? So very interesting. Now, I like the spin that, Greg, who put this tweet together, is introducing, because he's really talking to creators and saying, hey, why not approach your business in a new way? But check this breakdown. He says, why wrestle with manufacturing, inventory, and the headache of logistics when you can use code to the top? It's way easier and more upside to build software than building Prime, Feasibles, or any CPG product, consumer packaged goods. Less headaches and scales elegantly. Better margins, better multiples, better sleep for you. So anyway, he goes on to really break this thing down, but that concept of comparing code, software, utilizing tech to build and scale your business instead of going the physical product route, which a lot of creators are also doing. So an interesting leverage, just because we've broken down this model or talked about how creators can leverage products or other opportunities from an entrepreneurship route or a business standpoint to help scale their revenues. I really like the way he broke this one down, and more specifically, the fact that you're seeing more and more creators jump into the code, tech, software, SaaS, and we've mentioned several of them. In this case, an app, but the app is called Atoms for anyone who's wanting to check it out, and it builds off of the book. So it's an extension of the book, Atomic Habits. It's not even a book, an app or whatever called something random. It's literally an extension of the book itself. So I really like where this is going. It's definitely something I want to check it out, because it could be the way that we see book releases being shared or done in the future, right? You write a book, you already have a following or an established audience, you pair it with an app to help create more of an inclusive cycle, And who knows? And I got to dabble in the app a little bit more, but maybe there is some other product tiers included in the app, right? To almost extend that life customer journey or that life cycle or whatnot, and not have to lose your audience just after the book. So pretty interesting stuff, man. I came across it and I was like, wow, this is really unique. The first one I've seen, at least, having being paired that way. So good stuff. Shout out to James Clear and Greg for putting that together. And yeah, maybe that's a play that somebody listening to this will take advantage of down the line.
So that's pretty cool. And it has like in-app, I just downloaded it. It has in-app purchases as well. So that's pretty cool. I know the first book that I got kind of pairing with an app was Principles. What's his name? But it wasn't. Dalio. Yeah, but it wasn't more of a. I think they have like coaching and things like that, but it was more for like principle of the day. They haven't. Oh, I just opened it. It just has an assessment. Probably some case studies and things like that.
Case studies is what I remember from it. Yeah.
So the fact that he had, I when I downloaded Adams, that's what it's called, right? Adams. Yeah. Even the first thing of like hold down to start and it kind of vibrate, that was really dope. Like the interactive situation it just did. Yeah. I'm not mad at that. That was pretty cool. So I'm gonna look at it too.
Everyone in the comments was shouting out the design. They said the design is like really beautifully designed and well put together. So
yeah, design is cool. I like that. So it's already asking me, define your habit. And examples like, I will meditate for 5 minutes when I wake up so I can become a mindful person. Okay, come on. Some people are just going to copy that. Shout out to those people who are just going to copy that. Be honest in the comments and in the chat. Just, are you going to copy that exact one? Because some people are like, yeah, I need to meditate more. You're right. I love when you show an example and people just use that exact sample. So yeah, I've seen a lot.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. They just go for the. Hey, I'm going right there.
Hey, I'm for that. So go check that out. I do agree with you. Like SaaS and code isn't going to go anywhere. I think that's one of the easiest things to not necessarily low overhead, because depending on the app.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It go crazy. It go crazy. But there's a benefit for both physical and digital. It just depends on what you're trying to do. I think creators who've been so digital have a desire to go physical, and those people who've gone physical have a desire to go digital. So he was an author. The book is a
physical product, essentially. Yeah.
So he was the author. He may have had some courses and things like that, absolutely. But to further it, he may not think of other digital things when it comes to his particular book or his what his brand is known for. So yeah, no, I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna look more into it. As for me, I binged. Okay, was super hooked on Formula One. There's this Netflix series. I guess this is season 6. Didn't know nothing about it. I don't particularly care for racing. Let's put it that way. I am more of a when it comes to sports. We're talking about basketball. We're talking about football. We're talking about boxing. We're not talking about racing and going round and round and round and round, right? However, they may have just made me a fan. I ain't gonna hold you. They may have just made you a fan. So, can we talk about there's branding lessons and business lessons that I got from this. Branding lessons. The storytelling was amazing. Okay? At first I was like, we're gonna learn about the driver and the races and who won and da-da-da. But it humanized the sport. You not only learned about the driver, but it wasn't even all about that. It was about the team. It was about the car. It was about the data. It was about the I guess they call the manager's principles, I guess, right? It was about the sponsorships. It was about contracts. It was like you followed. It was about upgrades. Every single thing, part of what it takes to run that, as far as a F1 team. Oh, they gave it as if each one was a character. It was so good how they do their storytelling, right? Behind this, like it focused on the behind the scenes drama, like it focused on the personalities. So something that doesn't feel like it have a personality, it's cars running around, woo, woo, woo. It really gave a focus on all the different personalities they have between the drivers, between the managers, that kind of situation, between the driver and the car and how they get frustrated, and making it a little bit more relatable for like a wider audience. Because I've been frustrated with tech. I've been frustrated with some of my team members. I've been frustrated with my boss. So getting that and having that kind of a emotional like connection is really, really dope. And like it build a fan base throughout, because it was like it'll go through one team, then the next episode was the next team, and the next episode was the next team. So if you got connected with like a team in episode 2, you may not see them for another 4, and you're like, wait, what's happening? And then it's so dope. Now, from a business side, the one, of course, the partnership that F1 has with Netflix. So now you're looking at it from a global standpoint. Like already F1 is global. I didn't know there was different tracks in different countries. I don't know nothing about F1, right? So you're looking at Australia, you're looking at somewhere in Asia, you're looking at Vegas, you're looking at Italy, you're looking like all these different tracks. So you're already thinking, oh, this is a global brand, but the partnership that it does with Netflix and reaching new markets and demographics was very, very strategic, right? Which then also increases the interest for sponsorships, because all throughout you saw the different brands on each of these cars. It was so dope because there was like different camera angles, the front of them. And so you would see several of them in the front of the car. Then it would focus on the driver, and then you'll see like 2 main ones, right? Of course, between what they wear and things like that. So, and if a team was doing bad, you know, of course the sponsorships would get mentioned. You know, we got to make these people happy. So I partner with Netflix, and you're seeing these things. You're seeing how your brand can be incorporated in this particular car, this particular team. You're like, I like this. I like this, right? And then, of course, with everything, capitalizing on, with this content, capitalizing on creating new social media stuff, because now it's showing more of it, and I can clip those up compared to, okay, it's race day, and I'm only going to depend it on that particular time. I don't know when their season starts or when these races are, but right now it might not be it. But
cool.
But now I'm looking it up and things like that. Do you know? Hold on, I'm so mad about this. I really question what I do sometimes. I really question what I do. Do you know how much these people get paid?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
So, one of the guys starts with a V. Don't ask me. Not gonna do it. But he's on Red Bull, and Red Bull's been winning like this whole time. $53 million.
The driver.
The driver. Okay. So, one of the most famous ones, Lewis Hamilton, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He just made his switch to Ferrari, and you kind of understand when you watch this thing, because I was like, why is it a big deal that he's moving Ferrari? What's the problem?
Right.
I understand it now. 43 mil, right? 43 mil. Because in the series, you would see them like get picked up in jets, the nicest cars, these, and I'm like, oh, they invest in their drivers.
I'm making 10 grand a month.
Right.
Okay.
This is, you are investing because, you see how, whatchamacallit, athletes get treated here. No. Trash. Go overseas.
Compared
you
to
get
that.
treated.
Yeah.
Woo! Wow. It's like the fans are crazy. It's amazing. And so I was like, yo, how much do they get paid? The lowest amount based off, the worst team, right? The worst team, the driver gets paid like $1 million. But the highest one right now gets paid like 55 or something, 53, 55, something around there. I don't know if that's including endorsements. I think that's just salary.
Wow. That's pretty. That's powerful.
Watch out the endorsements and everything like that.
Yeah.
Makes me question.
Yeah, it's funny.
Why I'm doing.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, it's funny because I recently saw some of the videos in how the Formula One race drivers train.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a comparison of, I think it was like a professional athlete with one of them in their ability to, I don't know if it was catch a card, like they hold pretty much a card,
mm-hmm.
like whatever, and they'll drop it, and then how quickly they can snag it
mm-hmm.
in the air. And so I think it might have been with a football player. Actually, I forget his name, but football player like grabs it, but then the race driver is just like it's sick. Like their reaction time is fire. So I saw something about that, but I was actually going to say I wanted to go to one of the races until I found out about the prices in Vegas because one of my boys.
Did you see how it looked? I could understand.
Yeah.
I don't know how much, but I can understand because that looked like that was an experience.
Yeah. One of my boys, Nick, and shout out to Nick, he actually works with Blue Wire Studios at the Wynn Hotel in Vegas. So the Wynn Hotel is the hotel that was hosting the Formula One race in Vegas. It was right around the Super Bowl time, I believe, maybe a little bit before. And so I went to visit him when we were in Vegas in November, and I'm walking through the lobby. I didn't know that the Wynn Hotel was this beautiful hotel. Because I'm just thinking like Vegas is all the casinos, it's all the same. So I'm walking through the lobby. Literally, as soon as I walk in, there's a Formula One car right in the lobby. I was like, damn, that's fire. What a way to promote that the race is coming to your hotel in a little bit. So we were just talking and he said, yeah, man, the tickets are very expensive. It starts at $5,000, not to mention, Yeah, so for some of the people who went to the Super Bowl, like this was a big accomplishment. There's some stuff outside of what is normal to us that is bananas, but apparently, and to your point about the fans, the culture, just that community is a whole nother experience. Yeah. So because I used to think the same thing, like, okay, cool, they're going super fast, but they're driving essentially in circles. What's the big deal? And you can't really see them once they pass you. So it's like, what do? You just stand waiting around? But again, there's got to be something epic about it. So I wanted to go, but yeah, tickets are pretty expensive.
I want to learn more about it because it was like they have several races, so it's not just like one race.
Yeah, it's like a season for sure.
Right.
Oh! You mean in the race? There's several races within the one race.
No, not within that one race. So it's a season. Right. So that's why they'll go to Las Vegas for one. They'll go to like Dubai. They'll go to all these different places and you're collecting points. Right. And at the end, whoever has the most points wins.
Like soccer.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really dope, but it's just like, I almost want to say I want to go. I gotta look more.
Same. No, for real.
It's really
not
dope.
for nothing. Now I understand Brandon Marshall when he was trying to take the podcast into NASCAR.
Oh, yeah.
And You know, you remember there was a time where he did that, and I just remembered him because as I saw the awareness of Formula One and racing starting to increase, hence that show that you mentioned, I thought of him, I was like, man, maybe he wasn't crazy. Maybe that did make sense because he's going into a whole new demographic and a new market to bring some awareness. So, yeah, I mean, hey, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, that was, and what's so cool was the importance of data, like how much tech is inside of these cars and how they could see what needs upgrades, what's not, how fast it is compared to other. And I'm like, huh? Because, you know, I'm always thinking about it for the stuff that I do. I'm like, damn, do I look at the data like that? Like they're top tier because they're looking at, they got one of, it's like a manager, but I think they call it the principal, like team principal, where the dude is just all about like math and engineer. And so how he's looking at it, he's like, yo, data guides me, but it doesn't make the decisions. I still make the decisions, but it guides me to what we are going to do. And without really looking at the data, we're going kind of in blind. We're just going off pure talent. And it is showed with the cars and like, I'm thinking, oh, the driver just got to go fast, right? You got to get fast. I thought all of these cars were all fast and it is just all talent, right? It's like whoever could drive better. But it really is like and how quick these pit stops things are.
Oh, next level. Next level.
I'm like, how do you practice for that? They're like
That's
box. They go in and then they go out. I'm like, there's no way. I don't even know how to change a tire, let alone.
It's unbelievable.
What? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm going to look more into it. I want to know how much a sponsorship is on one of those cars because that got to be crazy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
if the driver's getting paid that much money, then best believe.
Oh yeah,
they're making
facts.
A crazy multiplier. Yeah.
If the prices are that, I want to know what the lowest price of talk for a little bit. Let's talk about something else for a little. I want to know how much.
What the lowest price of a car itself, or what?
No, the lowest price for a ticket.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, that one in particular, you know, my boy was telling me, he said, yeah, I think they started about $5,000, and that's just to get in. And so they were really jacking prices for rooms at the hotel as well as a byproduct of that. They were expecting, you know, a large turnout. But I also think they might have overpriced it a little bit because he did say that they didn't sell as well as they expected after all. So, yeah.
Oh, see, look,
well, who knows? Maybe in other countries, it could be a little bit more affordable.
In other countries, Saudi Arabia. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know how.
Hopefully the conversion rates are favorable. You know, if like you go to a place, it's a 3-to-1 conversion rate on the dollar. You're like, hey, okay, hold up a second now.
So I'm by accident. I clicked. I guess this is StubHub. I don't by accident. But so Saudi Arabia. I guess it's in March. So it's in March.
Okay.
We in March. So soon.
Yeah.
So Saudi Arabia, Australia, Japan, China, Miami. Okay, hold on.
Nice.
May 3rd in Miami. But there's like several days.
Miami.
So there's 3 day. Oh, there's a 3-day pass. Hold on. What does this look like? I'm so confused now. It's so.
I'm saying 15K.
No. So it's looking like. So this says section H2, row 16, 705 each. There's a section
705 each for the 3-day pass.
Don't ask me all that. I don't know. That's what it says. 3-day pass.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm like
That's
that.
super.
That seems reasonable. That's not reasonable. Seems reasonable. Now, here's a question. Here's a good question.
Yeah.
So if you're on the track, right? Because this is not like NASCAR. NASCAR goes in circle.
Right.
F1 goes like.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I made that noise. Don't. So if you buy a ticket, you're really not seeing the whole race.
That's what I'm saying. What do you do? That's why I would want to study more. What is the rules of engagement in a community like that? Because that's a brand new community. I have not interacted with a community of racers. I mean, granted, like there were some people who used to do street racing when I was younger, but that's just a totally different community. So I would want to know what's the rules of engagement in a community like that. Like, what do you do? Because that's exactly my point. Like, what are there TVs where you could track your car? Are you looking at your phone? Just a couple of hours? Am I under the sun? Like, what's going on? There's a lot to take into consideration there. So it's just interesting. It's just cool to unlock it for sure.
We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out because I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. You know what I mean? Side note, did you see this drama with Oprah? Did you see this?
I did not.
So, real quick, Oprah for years now has been part of Weight Watchers. Say that fast. Weight Watchers. For years. She actually stepped down, right? She stepped down because she's, I guess, I don't know if she was open about it or they found out that she was actually taking weight loss pills. So,
not the actual product.
Not the actual product. Like her new way of losing weight is weight loss pills. Now, the stock, not going into financials, but the stock actually went down 20% because she did that, right? And I think she's going to sell her shares to like overseas. I don't know. It's like a charity, whatever. My thing is last week we talked about how brands get with creators and that's a really dope thing. But now this is where this could be showing the negative side of it.
Absolutely.
Right? Where did this damage the brand image? Right? And not saying it is just more of a question because, you know, with her showing her journey of her weight loss, now people could question, hold on, did you really lose all this weight with Weight Watchers? Or have you been using something this whole time and saying because you got equity in this situation, you know, like, so it could question the image as well as lose credibility for Weight Watchers because it has this like specific programs or different programs for weight loss. And it's like, I don't know if you really work now. And that, you know, what's funny, this is not as dramatic. Oh, I'll say this. So if I say this and you're like, Nikki, this doesn't make sense. Follow me. So this makes me think of the Subway and Jared situation. You remember that? Okay.
Oh, yes, I do.
I have not really eaten Subway since then. I've not.
Wow.
Praise God, Wawa came into my life and then it's always been there. Even though Subway cookies, y'all not that bad. I ain't gonna hold you.
Used to be a hit.
Yes.
Used to be a hit.
Yes.
Man, you took me back. That's crazy. Yeah, we used to go literally every day.
Every day.
After practice, we was in there. I used to get the chicken teriyaki sub. Yep, absolutely. I remember it. And of course, you know me as a dessert fiend, I was getting those cookies. Absolutely. Wow, that's
undefeated.
Crazy.
Right. Cookies were undefeated. Wow. And then Jared happened and I was like, Now is Jared Oprah? No. We didn't even know Jared. I didn't know Jared at all, right?
Good point. I wonder what he's doing now. Yeah.
Is he still in jail?
Oh, he went to jail for that?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that. Damn, that's terrible.
He should have. Now you're gonna make me look this up. You gonna look it up?
No, go for it. I'm gonna look it up while you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not comparing Jared to Oprah, right? In any way, shape, or form. But when you fall in love with a character or personality, and then they do something crazy on their real life, it affects the brand or brands that they're attached to, right? So it's super important. And I think we talked about this on our Patreon episode, patreon.com/Nicky and Moose, if you're not part of the Patreon. But does the creator match with the brand values? That's where I was like, what do you believe in? Are we aligned in these ways? Because I'm not going to waver these like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? I think that every brand or company that connects and partner with these different creators or influencers, however you want to call them, are you having a conversation of really getting to know who they are? Because you could be in a dangerous situation and be like Jared and be Diddy and all these R. Kelly's. Like these could be the situations that you are partnering with, but because you never had a conversation and really see where they stand. Now, like I said, we're talking about Oprah. I'm not saying Oprah is in any of those ways, but could that have been a conversation of like, hey, I know your weight loss journey is important, but we do not believe here in using any drugs for the weight loss. We believe this particular program. Do you believe in taking, drugs for your weight loss, or you're all for the program holistic kind of way? Like, let me know where you stand at these things. Does it matter? I think that's a conversation. And maybe they did have this conversation, but
yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, a lot of, honestly, it's not going to be any easier for celebrities. I just saw something on Jay Shetty. There's some things happening. I
saw it for real quick, but I turned it off because I was like, you can't do any right. Jay Shetty can't do no wrong. Don't do that.
Yeah. That's and I didn't dive into it, but it just shows that the way communities, audiences, and just people in the public in general are really not just going off of talent anymore. They're really digging into the integrity and the credibility of someone, because that really what, at least from what I saw, is what the issue at hand was with Jay Shetty. There were some questions around the credibility of how he gained his background, et cetera. So I think across the board with brands and creators, or even just the idea of celebrity in general, I'm starting to see, I'm like, man, people are really going above and beyond with the expectations they have of people, which quite frankly, I'm not mad at, because this is how we end up running into some scenarios where like, whoa, what just happened? So funny thing is, Jared is not in jail for what happened with Subway. Jared is in jail for some abuse, minor sexual
that's the Subway
craziness.
Thing. No,
yeah,
he was. That's what happened. Like, we know Jared as the Subway person, but he got charges of all this kitty stuff, and we were like, oh, no more Subway, right, because they were so connected.
Oh, for some reason, I thought he didn't lose the weight through Subway. Like,
no. The whole thing was because of all the stuff he did with young kids.
Wow, that's disgusting. But yeah, so 15 years in prison. But I mean, hey.
How long ago was that?
Crazy. 2015, I said. Yeah. 2015. And then they said he's going to get out a year early. So he'll get out in 2029.
Oh, that's soon. That's not that far. That's soon. All right. Well, whatever, Jared.
Whatever, Jared.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch the Oprah thing real quick because I found that really crazy. And shout out to Shadi from Earn Your Leisure. Happy belated birthday, of course. He had an amazing party. It was all on social media. But he brought up the Oprah thing as far as, okay, well, while one goes down, so Weight Watchers stock went down, the pharmaceutical part of things went up. So like if you look at whatever drug that Oprah is using, now people, because of her influence, are going to look into what is she using now? Okay, I'm not rocking with weight loss. Can't even talk. Weight Watchers. I'm going full with whatever really made, because Oprah looks great for her age. So give me that, okay? Please and thank you, because I was looking like Oprah of the old. Let me get that. Thank you. Sorry, Weight Watchers. Loved you for the time, but I didn't like these meals anyways. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people do not care.
That's crazy.
People are not connected to the brand. They're connected to the people.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised the brand is even still around, to be honest with you. It just seems
it's been struggling. It's been struggling.
Yeah, it just seems so old. It's like, man. Yeah, so interesting. But no, Oprah's reach is still pretty powerful. I was just checking her socials too. I mean, 22 million just on Instagram alone.
Yeah.
And
Oprah is Oprah. She will forever.
Millions of views.
How old is she? I don't want to. What I think it is.
You know, I can't speak on a female's age, I guess. So
you didn't look it up. You just look it up.
No, I'm just saying. I'm joking.
I'm not saying guess. I'm saying look it up.
I think she is.
No, I think so too. But that's why I don't want to speak on it. I want to go off facts of how old Oprah is. Golly, I don't want to speak on. I don't want to speak on a woman's age or weight ever. No, of course not. But there's facts.
She is 70.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, she looks great for 70. Both looks wise and weight wise. Like, she looks great. So yeah, all these females are gonna be like, give me the Oprah pill. Give me the Oprah pill. I don't even know what it really is called, but just give me the Oprah pill. So influence over everything, people. Influence over everything. Now let's switch some things up, because I saw an amazing clip that is a bit long, and so we may talk through it. I'll state this. Her confidence is fire. Her information is kind of questionable. So let's watch this together, or listen for my audio listeners. Let's listen to this.
So when you're group coaching people, what is the outcome that they're paying you for to be a part of this group?
To develop the mindset of an entrepreneur.
Well, people aren't going to pay you to develop a mindset as an entrepreneur.
I don't know why when they do, though.
Nobody pays for that.
Why not?
People pay for outcomes.
I don't get it.
So, let me make it clear. If
so the thing is called From Section 8 to 8 Figure. So, teaching you how to be an 8-figure earner.
Let's stop there. People do pay for mindsets. I was talking about this real quick on my live in Deeper Than the Brand, where people will pay for mindset. I think the key word is accountability. People pay for accountability, which will keep you on the right mindset. So, but it's just a little bit harder. I'm just saying. What do you think? Do they pay?
I
you're muted.
Definitely think.
Hold on. Why are you muted?
Oh, maybe because of the clip?
No. All right.
I think because of the clip.
We'll just play the... Oh, no, I got it. Go.
I was going to say, maybe because of the clip, I think my audio was running here. But so it's funny. I've never been a fan of accountability. I get it, but I've never been like a huge fan of it. I do think people pay for mindset, though. I mean, that may not be the only thing they invest in, but yes, I still believe that people still are investing in that. That's essentially what the personal and professional development industry is. At least that's phase one of that journey, right? Okay. There's other skill sets that you develop along the way, but that's the foundational piece of it, you know?
Agreed.
So yeah, I do think I don't know. I'm curious to see what the rest of this is, but yeah.
I got you.
Basically is the outcome.
Section 8 to 8 figures, who's that?
That's like with the workshop. No, that's with the workshop that I'm putting out. Like, It's teaching women to go from low income to actually 7-8 figures type thing.
You said you
'Cause
make
that's what I
70,000 a
did.
year.
Mm-hmm.
You said you haven't made $100,000 a year yet.
As far as like profit, yeah. But it's not out yet. I'm just. You asked me a question, and I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. But your workshop that you're putting out,
Yeah, it's not out yet. When's
it going to be out?
When I feel like it's ready. It's not ready.
When will it be
Book
ready?
and everything. Like I'm writing a book now.
So you're writing the book now.
Mm-hmm.
You're writing the book now from Section 8 to 8 figures.
Yeah.
You picked that because it's a cool name,
No,
has
I picked it
alliteration.
because I stayed on Section 8 before, and like I know I'm a millionaire. Like
You know you're a millionaire?
Yes.
Are you?
yes, I am. You don't see it. We friends now.
I love the confidence. It's the confidence, right? Because she ain't flinch. And you see that? She ain't flinch. She's like, what you mean? Yeah,
Right.
I'm a millionaire. Like, I stand on that. I'm not.
Loki, she's also niche too. She understands that her stuff is for females. You know, so there's the understanding of, hey, I have to specialize here if I'm going to, at least in the beginning. So I caught that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, we friends now, for sure.
Yeah.
But you're saying you're a millionaire now?
Yeah, I trust God that I'm gonna make some $100,000 months this year. Facts, big old facts.
You know, if you make some months of $100,000, it still won't take you to 8 figures.
Right, because taxes.
I think you came up with the name because it's a cool name. Like,
Yeah.
got the 8s in both
Yeah.
of them. But you haven't made 8 figures. And let
Right.
me tell you something. You have no idea how to make 8 figures.
Yes, I do.
Tell me.
Investing.
Such a safe answer. Golly.
Is the clip still going? Oh wow, that was his face for that long.
Yeah.
Well, if I put 15,000 on Ethereum, I'm gonna make 8 figures. if I do.
Yo, the whole book is going to say, the first page you flip to it, from Section 8 to 8 figures.
No, it's not.
Page 2 says, buy $15,000 worth of Ethereum. The next page says, wait 10 years. The next page says, you'll be at 8 figures.
No, it
Last
says
page,
it's
Can I ask a question? Is social media, like content wise, giving us a false belief of that how we know to make money?
100%. 100%.
Because the fact that she said that, I was like, first off, you're paying attention to these different pieces. I don't know if you're looking at Coinbase and all that and checking the stats. You're probably seeing what's trending. You see it's going to the moon right now. Okay, if I put this amount, cool. Like, but where are you getting this from? Where? Oh.
Yeah.
about investing.
Your whole strategy on becoming the 8 figures in the title of your book is investing in
it's about
Ethereum?
investing. No, just investing, period. You got to invest.
Tell me how to make 8 figures.
It's going to come with the businesses that I build, but it's going to come from me investing, putting myself in the room, putting myself in position, just doing things that I do.
With a title called From Section 8 to 8 Figures, that is saying that someone that this book is going to
You
teach
don't know
me
when
if
it's
I'm
going
in
to be
Section
out,
8.
though.
Huh?
You don't know when it's going to be
I'm
out.
asking you. You're writing it now.
I'm starting it, and right now I'm starting from me actually being in a income housing to me owning a business that's actually taking care of me. I don't have to work anywhere, like to
But
other things.
Why won't the book be about your experiences?
It is. That's what I'm telling you.
No. The book says From Section 8 to 8 Figures. I'm telling you.
Oh, you saying because
have
I'm not?
no idea how to make 8 figures.
Why did it take her that long to figure that out? What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just two different perspectives. She's thinking about, hey, I'm not going to release this book right now. This is my plan. Right. So she's kind of sharing her plan of, I'm going to write this book, or this is the idea of the book. I'm going to write it on my journey to 8 figures. And when I reach 8 figures, that's when I'm going to release it. That's what when he said something about when is it coming out, she's like, I'm writing it right now. It's not ready. And like, there wasn't a response to that because in her mind, the mindset is there. Like clearly the mindset is, yo, I'm on my way to 8 figures. And So yeah, I get that part of if you're operating at a wavelength. Maybe Dave is the one who's off right now, and we look, and and she's the one who's on. I don't know. So why not? I'm taking her side right now. I'm liking this.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm liking this.
Let me tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I can hear y'all, by the way, back there. I
So I got to put from Section 8 to 7 figures because I know I can make $1 million.
You haven't done it yet.
So
though.
what? But I am. And if you don't speak that into your life, you make sure you don't do that. But I don't live like that. And that's the reason why I'm blessed. I don't live like that. I am who my father says that I am. Period.
You know what that sounds like?
Delusion, let it be.
No, it sounds like somebody who is a man that identifies as a woman.
That was wild. That was wild.
How?
I didn't know what that meant. That was wild.
No.
That's how it sounds to me.
No.
I am
because-
black. I identify as white. That's how that feels to me.
I don't know. That don't even sound right.
Yeah, that ending part was wild. I don't know. I think that's what he was trying to say, but I get it. Cool, whatever. So, his comments is going crazy. Now, I'll say this, I'm not a fan of calling anybody any type of names. So a lot of people were like, yo, she's delusional, she da-da-da. Like, some people should strive to have a confidence and a vision like that, right? I support that as long as she doesn't put it out right now, right? As long as the vision and the mindset is getting her in position to execute these things, and when she is at that point, then release that situation. But if she releases it in the next couple of months, this is
Right.
where it gets a little tricky for me. I'm like, do we do the let me speak things into existence? Let me put this out, help the people that I can. At least what I can guarantee is their results going to be from 0 to something. And that's, some people live off of those types of results, and it could work, right? But if you are banking on such a specific title like Section 8 to 8 figures, there has to be some proof in the pudding. And I got to watch the whole thing. I wonder if they spoke about pricing, because what is the price tag on that? What do you have in mind as far as is that you said it's a book? So is that a community? Is that a cohort? Is that a mentorship? Is that an event? What do these things look like? Well, that's my thought.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's we talked about it on the last episode. We said, hey, the amount of work or just how the game changes as you add zeros is a very real thing. And so maybe we got to table that for the after show about how content online is making people really maybe misunderstand a little bit of how much detail goes into this. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I also think it's consumers' fault for the content being what it is because of the short attention spans, because of wanting to only be entertained. There's so much of it that goes into it. So it's interesting.
Yeah. I also saw another clip from Noah Kagan. I think that's his name. Hopefully he said his last name right. That kind of backs this situation as well.
Don't trust any business author that's gotten rich from their book or their course. That's how they got rich, teaching you how they got rich. Double check who they are and maybe look for someone else that's maybe works for Zuckerberg, helped start Mint.com, helped start Kickflip.com, helped start Canva.com.
Somebody who has a very well-groomed mustache.
My Latina girlfriend loves the mustache. I don't normally like it, but she's like, you got to keep that. I was like, yes, baby. See. And running AppSumo.com. I'm not getting rich on the book. And I think that's a very simple test to think about who you want to listen to, specifically in business.
And I agree.
That's good. I very agree with that.
I agree. A lot of people have gotten rich and has gotten their results based off the books and the courses and things like that. Of course, especially when we're talking about the financial side, the business side of things, I get very leery about that. Like, okay, where's this really coming from, right? But is there ways to monetize and to build credibility along the way? I fully believe there is. Like, so in the comment of David Shan's joint, I said, yo, document the journey to 8 figures and then monetize it as you go. Because there's going to be people who didn't make $100 that day, didn't make 1,000 that week, and there's going to be different milestones as you go to your final situation that people are going to want your system, your action plan of how to get there. If I was her, my first goal would to be, how do I make 1,000 in, let's say, a week? How do I make 1,000 in a week? Cool. I do that. I document it on like day 1 of trying to make 1,000 a week, day 2 of that. Like, these are things that are going, such as like we've seen with Mr. Grateful, with how he was doing, like, to get to, I think 30K followers. It was some crazy, or 300. I don't know. I remember the exact thing. He took us through the journey. So while I'm doing that, I'm also doing a checklist that I'm going to give away once I've reached my goal. I'm doing a checklist that I'll give to my followers who will now become email subscribers. And inside of that checklist, I will be doing affiliate marketing. So any equipment, any software that I may use, QuickBooks, whatever, I'm going to put that in the checklist. So I'll get their email for free, but I'm still in the back end also making money from an affiliate. Then, as I make my next milestone of however closer to get to 8 figures, I may do a community, right? If I do straight up free community, the structure that I would do is, once again, put out a free course, have the affiliate links inside of there so I can make that, but also set up a subscription inside of there to where they can jump on accountability calls to make sure that they make that particular number each week, each month, however they want to go about it. And so now we got some reoccurring revenue happening. Or I could do straight up paid subscription off top, right? Then as I continue to go through, we'll think about products, we'll think about services, we'll think about all these different things while I'm still getting to the main part of, okay, now I have 8 figures. Now you went through the journey with me. Let me package this all up in different ways to show you. But you've gone through this, and now I'm monetizing on YouTube. Now I'm on the TikTok creativity program, and I'm making money with that. There's so many different ways to monetize through the journey instead of waiting till it happens or doing it prematurely and you looking like Bobo the Clown. And it's like, your credibility's shot. So that would be my suggestion as far as if I was to give her any kind of creative advice. If she said, Nikki, I need you to consult me in this whole journey, that's what I would say. What would you say?
I would say very similar to what Noah said, actually. I think that people need to get off the education space a little bit, and they need to build businesses by building businesses. It's the truth. Yeah. Learning business, growing financially by building business. There's just so much you learn in that process, like really, truly. And I think education is, and I'm in the space, so I'm not trying to eliminate competition per se, but I understand the blessing of it. It's the margins. The margins are amazing, right? If done right, you can operate with pretty healthy margins. But there are several spaces that do so as well, and so, I would just say that. Not much to add. Build
All right,
business. Build business. Yeah.
This business. I support it. But go definitely check out that full episode. I'll state this. Before you make some negative comments on somebody, one, watch the full episode, first and foremost, because you only got enough information from that clip to think of one thing. Imagine what you would think if you watched the whole thing, right? So watch the full clip before you say something crazy. Two, there's not a lot of people, this is a hot seat episode, there's not a lot of people who would jump in that seat. And so if you were on that seat, would you want some grace? Would you want some understanding, right? Would you want to take the lessons, because what David Shands is doing is extracting different lessons for these entrepreneurs to move forward and actually be successful. He's had some success stories based off, okay, you went through the hot seat, you know what to do now, and they have done amazing things. So all I'm saying is, first, unless you would get in that hot seat, chill. If you are on that hot seat, you would expect some grace, so give some grace. Don't be so quick to judge, because that's corny. It's just corny, people. That's all I'll say. I'm looking at the time. So I have another segment that's going to be really dope. And we're going to do that in the after show. So patreon.com/Nicky and Moose. Go check that out. Video, audio, all that amazing stuff. There's going to be some exclusive lives that are happening each month. So do that, please, and thank you. Of course, flight assessment, flightassessment.com. If you haven't taken that and you've listened to this podcast for, 2, 3, 4 episodes already, I'm not really sure if you take your personal development serious. I'm not really sure if you take the importance of communication to your audience and to your team and to your relationships serious. I'm not really sure if you take self-awareness serious. But if you do, flightassessment.com, okay? Deeper Than the Brand, it's amazing, okay? It's a community of other people trying to figure out this content game, this branding game. There is some spots to the mastermind in Puerto Rico. If you are in Deeper Than the Brand, you will know about it. If you don't know about it, the only thing I'll suggest is get into my Content Corner newsletter. You may hear about it there. Just letting you know. Please and thank you. But Moose, final words.
I'm really big on telling people to mind their business right now.
Damn.
As it's like, wow, that's
right.
That's what you want to say. No. So let me rephrase it in a better way. So it's so easy to get so caught up into making your business revolving around what everyone else is doing. And the one thing that will not move the needle for you is constantly being in tune to what everybody else is doing. So when I say mind your business, I don't mean it in a mean way. I'm just saying, bring the attention, the effort, the focus, the time from out there and focus it back into your own business. That's the way to grow your business. So there you go.